So since Sean Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez isn't for another few days, I might as well talk about something interesting. And let's look back at the times, the worst hot takes we used to have as MMA fans, or some of them that I heard from YouTubers, or even myself could be on this list as well. Starting off the list, the thumbnail of the video, Kopylov beats Izzy, man. I remember there was a time that people actually believed this, man. Oh, wasn't the best take we had during that time. It looks like that is aging like milk. I would have said cheese, but cheese actually aged pretty well. But yeah, Lucas Tracy was saying that for a bit. He made me start believing it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, maybe he could be Izzy, but I'm like, he isn't that insane. Like, he's being these bum of a things. Like, that's the thing that's the problem with MMA fans. Like, if they beat a couple of cans of a things, they kind of like get a little bit too much hype. Lucas Tracy went to like another level, and there was a decent amount of people that started to believe it. And it was kind of sad because you would never expect the way the outcome that works. Now, he was supposed to be like a top contender, a future prospect, and then he's going life and death with Chris Curtis and almost losing the fight until the knockdown. That's kind of insane. And he got bullied by Paulo Costa. If you told me Paulo Costa was going to be Kopylov, especially in the striking, and get dominated. Well, he didn't really get dominated, but he got picked apart pretty much and didn't really do anything past round 2. I would call you insane. I really would have, because the way people were hyping him up, they were describing him like Chase Hooper if he had testosterone. Different styles, I get it, but that's the way he looked like, and we just went with it. But yeah, that was not a take that really aged well. It's sad to see where Kopylov has fell. Now he looks like he's bullyable, not really that insane when it comes to striking either, and it was a good, decent time during those times. I miss 2023. I just gotta start off with there. 2023 was such a good year. I love that year. And oh man, that was such a great time to be an MMA fan. You were not expecting a lot of the outcomes that were gonna happen during that year. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Rafael Fiziev will dominate Justin Gaethje. Remember those takes? I remember those takes. I remember the berries. Remember the member berries? I remember the member berries. Like, freaking, we really thought Rafael Fiziev would knock out Justin Gaethje. Like, we thought he was gonna make him look silly in there. And to be fair, Rafael Fiziev is a really good striker, especially during that time. We thought he would just school Gaethje, and Gaethje would have nothing for him. And also, before, we thought Rafael Fiziev had pop in his hands. He does have some pop, but it's not like KO power. We thought he had KO power, but he kind of has the Paulo Costa syndrome, where like he looks like he has pop, or he's supposed to have pop, but he doesn't have the pop where you thought, oh, that looks like a big shot. I don't know how he ate that. And then you start to realize it's because they don't have power. And that's the sad reality with Fiziev, man. He's not built like Justin Gaethje. He's not as durable as Gaethje, and he needs to realize that is the tough life about being an MMA fighter. It is about genetics in a way. Like, if you're not as durable as this guy, you're not gonna get as far as him or last in the later rounds like Justin Gaethje. That's the sad part about MMA. It is kind of a genetic max community. Like, if you don't have the genetics for it, you're not gonna last that long. It's kind of tough. Like, you could be so skilled, but you just can't compete because the dude's just built different. It's literally like that. That's the sad part. And I really did thought he was going to be Gaethje. I'm not going to lie to you, but I did think people were kind of counting out Gaethje a little too much, but I kind of get the argument. He was looking really crisp as a striker. He said this, and he was looking unstoppable, man. And I just thought he would finish Gaethje, especially Gaethje was like, what, 35, 34? Not too old, but like he was taking a lot of damage, and it's like, okay, it's kind of time where the old guard lose their position. And look, Gaethje's still in his position currently. That is the crazy thing about MMA. We really thought these old heads were gonna get taken down, but no, they just stayed. Like, Poirier decided to leave. He could have stayed and be a couple of guys. And let's switch up to the next point. Dustin Poirier was supposed to get dominated by BSD. Remember those takes? BSD is the next uppercomer, man. BSD is as dark horse as the division, man. I remember those takes. He could give Islam a tough fight. Those are mostly like Lucas Tracy's takes. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna lie, he did convince me that BSD would be Dustin Poirier. In hindsight, the counters were there, but it's just because Dustin was getting controlled a lot in his fights. Like, he never really showed that incredible takedown defense he showed against Islam. Like, before the Islam fight, we thought he was going to get dominated with ease, get subbed in the first 2 rounds. And that's what we expected in the BSD fight, but no. Dustin Poirier showed up with better takedown defense, that we gave him credit for, and BSD is a lot more open on the feet than we thought he was. Like, I kind of thought he was open on the feet, but like, in that fight, it was very clear that like he has no defense at all. He is just a marauder, and if he could break you, he will beat you. But if you're open for counters and you're a slick boxer, you're gonna beat him. And Dustin kind of showed that. He put him out cold. And Dustin, man, he's a crafty individual. But I was so happy when Dustin knocked him out. I thought Dustin was done. I was so sad when he lost to Justin Gaethje, but Dustin made a comeback for a bit, had a good performance against Islam, and then he retired, and then he came back against Max again, and then Holloway kind of did his thing, but it wasn't that dominant. Like, I hope Dustin doesn't come back. He kind of ended where he could have. Like, both of the outcomes were pretty good, and for him to come back will kind of ruin him, because I could so see somebody finishing him, and then it's like, oh damn, why did you come back? You know, I could so see that, and I hope he doesn't come back because it's not needed. We don't need it. I don't mind like a Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier boxing match, or like something for the zoo, whatever the freaking boxing organization Dana White has. I forgot what it was called, and it starts with a Z. And if you're gonna have a fight, you might as well have it there with Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz. That would be a decent fight. That's the only matchup I want Dustin to fight if I had to pick somebody. It would not be an MMA fight though, and that's pretty much it on that topic. So let's move on to the next one. Sean O'Malley will beat Ilia Topuria. That was the take I had. I'm not gonna blame anybody on this take. I know it's bad in hindsight. However, I'm just saying, I was using math here. It was the Matrix math. That's what I was using. Let me explain myself. Alright, starting off, Sean O'Malley just beat Aljamain Sterling, who was considered one of the GOATs at the time, and put him out in the second round. Conor McGregor, about the same way he put out Aldo, just saying, finished him in spectacular fashion, almost the same way. Sean O'Malley gets revenge on the punching bag that beat him, Chito Vera. Conor McGregor gets revenge on the dude that beat him, Nate Diaz. Just saying, it was adding up here. And then I'm not saying Ilia Topuria is as bad as Eddie Alvarez, but you get where I was going here. I'm like, okay, hold up, I just cracked something. That was my mind during that time. I also thought he would beat Merab though, so I was a little bit of a big O'Malley fan. I expected a lot from him, and I did not receive the outcomes I wanted. However, the take of Ilia losing to Sean O'Malley isn't that insane to me. Stylistically, if you took like a featherweight or lightweight O'Malley, would you not be worried for Ilia Topuria? Just saying. A dude that is good on the back foot, can strike, can mix it up, and also has good counters. Would you not worry for Ilia? Just saying. Like, O'Malley stylistically is a dangerous matchup for Ilia Topuria. Is Sean O'Malley himself, if he went up to featherweight? Not so sure. I don't think he would. I think he would be too frail, but you get what I mean. Stylistically, it would take an O'Malley style to beat Ilia Topuria, or an Arman. I could see Arman taking him down, or heavy wrestler style to beat Ilia Topuria. But other than that, it would take a rangy striker to beat Ilia Topuria. Like Max Holloway was literally doing his thing. Imagine a dude with pop and has really good counters. Just saying. Also, I'm not saying Holloway doesn't have pop. At featherweight, it's kind of obvious he does not have the same pop as he does lightweight. However, I still think he would lose to Ilia, but that's another point for another day. But you get what I mean. It would take an O'Malley style or a heavily grappling style, and I stand on that. If you disagree, I think you're wrong, but anyways, moving on to the next one. Justin Gaethje will destroy Max Holloway. Remember those takes? A lot of people were picking Justin Gaethje, man. I remember those days. I'm the one that picked Holloway. I knew Holloway would get it done. Not in that way. I didn't think he was going to knock out Gaethje, but I did think he would kind of school Gaethje. I thought he was a better striker of the two, but there was a narrative there that he would get Ferguson. I'm just saying, even though I'm a big Ferguson fan, Holloway is not a Ferguson. He's not kind of a plaster. He's not simple. Like, he's actually a really good striker and really good technically. And it's just, I don't know, man. After watching some tape, I'm like, okay, he's gonna beat Gaethje. And it's kind of rough for me to say that about Ferguson, but like, he is a marauder. Max Holloway isn't. He's a technical striker. Like, he knows what to do when it comes to being on the feet. And he schooled Gaethje, man. Like, a lot of people were wrong about that take. People really thought Gaethje was gonna dominate him, but you guys were wrong. You were wrong. I'm so glad I got that one right. And I said 4th round finish or 3rd round. I forgot. I went decision in the end, but it was around there. But I almost got that. I knew Holloway would do a point down, but I didn't know he was gonna finish him. Oh man, Holloway, man. Every time Holloway has a moment or something, it always gets ruined when he like lose to a guy. Like when he becomes the guy, he'll lose. It's so annoying. Like he was the guy, and then he fights Volk, and then like, okay, Volk's the guy. And then he knocks out Gaethje. And then now he's like his own person again. I was like, oh shoot, what he's gonna do at lightweight? He goes back down, he loses to Topuria, kills all his hype. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Holloway fan, but it does kill his hype. It's so annoying because everybody's a big Holloway fan, and all of a sudden they're kind of gone, and then he wins another fight, and they're back again. I don't know. It just, every time Holloway has a moment, I already said this, he just kills it when he either loses. Yeah, pretty much when he loses. I'm still a Holloway fan though. It doesn't matter. I'm rooting for him against Charles. Even though I know, man, Charles is a tricky test for Holloway. I'm still going to go with Holloway. I just think he's too clean of a striker. And if Gamrot is catching you with those shots, like, then I don't know. I think Holloway is going to do a lot to you, you know? So I'm going to go with Holloway in that matchup. I don't want to talk about that fight, but I'm just going to go with Holloway. I love Holloway. If you guys ever seen his highlights, it's amazing. Like, if you ever see him against Aldo in the second fight, he looked tremendous in that fight. Watch any fights of Holloway's. It's such an amazing watch. Especially when he's like a marauder, when he was just boxing people up and breaking people. That was such a good time to be a Holloway fan. Ah, man, I loved Holloway. I still love Holloway. I know that was kind of glazing. I'm gonna stop glazing now. And what else could I add? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to make more content, especially these coming few days. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's pretty much it. God bless all of you.